Let's go, baby! Bomb arrows to the rescue. Ha! Ah! No! Oh, that assist, baby! No! Don't touch him. No! You... What did I do? It's an accident. Freaking beetle. I got the triple collapse! Oh! Ah! Oh, Danielle, go to the fire thing. It teleports us.
I am on money back.
I trusted you! Trombone. This one is trombone. Yo, I got it! Yes! Let's go! Yeah! 24 hours done. 24 hours finished. Oh, time to beat 23 hours, 28 minutes. Oh my god! We did it! We did it! Oh my god! I couldn't have done it without you guys.
What the fuck up? Holy shit!
Wait, it went through? I gave him 50 bucks. Yo! I don't like these glasses. Ah! Bro, you got a beautiful voice, bro. I was like, sheesh. My other, there it is. I was like, sheesh. You honestly have such a beautiful voice, Churo. Oh. Yeah, we're gonna be playing against nickplays in a Naruto knowledge game. Basically, I watched Naruto when it was live. At least I finished it when it was live. So that was a couple of years ago. Naruto Shippuden. I watched Naruto and Naruto Shippuden years ago, and Nick just finished it like last week. So we're gonna see who knows more about Naruto. An old Naruto fan or a new Naruto fan? Well, shucks, man. Well, shucks, Scooby. Shucks, Scooby. I gotta practice that type of stuff. Yeah, bro. Well, it's true. All right. There's an ad in progress. So I'll just wait till the ad finishes, I guess. And then we'll start. I might make sure he's on the Discordo. Should I call him? Should I call him, Churo? Should I? You do have a beautiful voice. I was like, damn! Like, no joke. No joke. Did you keep up with Naruto? I watched Boruto, and you could see like the poster in the back there, and a bunch of figures. I have a Naruto figure right here. I was like perfect for the camera. Tickle, tickle, tickle. So, yeah, but I haven't really like rewatched Naruto at all since it finished. I watched Boruto though, but this is Naruto and Naruto Shippuden knowledge, so. Okay. I'm gonna tell him call whenever you are ready. Oh yeah. How about you? How about you, Churo? I'm trying to figure out what I want for when we verse each other. Yep, everything's good. I'm always prepared. Anyway. Yeah, I kept up with Naruto. I didn't keep up with Naruto. I have a bunch of manga also, though. Maybe I'll... Should I show it? Oh, it's gonna be like... It's over there. I haven't really watched too much. Oh, so this might be some spoilers. Spoiler alert. Yo, what's up, Streamlabs? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. I hope you had a good day. I'm so funny. That took me forever to press. I told him to call me whenever he's ready. I think he's ready already, but I don't know, you know? You want to see him live? Let's see him live. Nice ping. Nice. That's him. That's
help me with the Naruto quizzes though, yeah?
Yeah, no help. No help.
Gonna smash through them.
No helping,
See how
guys.
well we do. So people, I don't know. This is crazy.
Join the Discord, bruh.
The fuck? You should try Code Grass. It's really good.
Wait, why is he doing it?
Picking up stuff now.
He shouldn't be doing it without me. Oh.
Any of these shows.
Oh, maybe he's not.
Any of them.
Join the Discord, bruh. What is he doing? What is he doing?
What's the next anime? Attack on Titan, Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, he's so popular.
Show.
He's so popular.
Alright, so yeah.
What is he doing?
You're gonna watch Jujutsu Kaisen in a minute.
He's streaming on TikTok and on YouTube. What a player.
Oh, yeah, I need this. That's another thing. Jujutsu Kaisen is another show that pops
Come on, bro, right? Maybe he's not ready. I mean, he asked me if I'm ready, and I was like, yeah. I was like, give me 5 minutes. 5 minutes passed.
Alright, time to do a Naruto quiz.
Naruto!
Alright.
Okay, he's calling, finally. Can I X out of this? We got 3 quizzes here. We got only real anime nerds can score 100%. We got how well do you know Naruto? And we got all 100 goddamn characters, baby. Let's get started. Hopefully. If he calls me. He looks ready? I know, but he's not calling.
Stream. Okay. Let's say we've got a few people here, but thank you so much for everybody joined.
Am I? Huh? Oh, is he not streaming it? Oh, maybe he's not streaming it. Oh, are you not streaming it? Lol. Make sure you record for the YouTube vid. Lol. I'm just a lol on everything. I've cheated on all these quizzes already. So,
Hello?
just kidding. What's up, Cortez? What do you like most about your mom at my house? Gotti. Yo, what's up?
What's up?
Are you recording it?
I will record it, yes.
All right, cool. Well, I'm ready. We got 10,000 people viewing. They're just waiting for you. Yeah. A bit
They're
low
saying-
today. Yeah, but
I definitely needed water before I started doing that. But what's up, Donnie? Alright.
what's up? I'm
Well,
live right now,
okay.
by the way.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm live right now. Wait, is
Oh,
that
okay.
okay?
Yeah, it's fine with me.
Yeah. No N words like last time.
Yeah, no Nickies.
Yeah, no Nickies, exactly.
Nickies or Nicks. Alright, I won't be reading any questions. I won't be reading them out loud. I won't be listening. Random fact, the Nara clan had a...
Wait. Which one are you
Oh, really?
studying?
No, I'm not.
Oh,
Someone's reading me... Someone's just telling me a cure. Someone's
Oh,
commenting a random question.
I'm sorry. I'm confused.
Jumped the gun a bit there.
Are you streaming on TikTok? Is that what you're doing?
Oh, no, I've stopped streaming on TikTok because I had to go on the phone. And obviously, it wouldn't really work on TikTok. I don't know. I might just put TikTok back on because it's still got views in it.
All right.
Views are views. Views are views.
Yeah. He just left.
But
So
yeah.
I bought the Razor Black
Right, no,
Shark.
what quiz are we doing first then?
Oh, wait, this one? You bought this one? Let's do only real anime nerds can score 100% on this test.
Fuck. So what, are we doing this talking together or just like going off and...
What do you prefer to do, I guess?
It really doesn't... I don't mind.
We could talk while doing it.
Yeah?
Yeah,
As
I'll
long as
just
we-
mute when I talk to chat or something.
Okay.
If that's okay with you.
It's fine by me. It's
Alright.
fine by me.
Let's get started.
Oh, you can't hear.
Huh?
One sec, they can't hear you. Why can't they hear you?
Bro, I was so ready. All right. Fix it.
One sec.
No
No wonder why.
worries.
So I'm just talking to my... Oh, I know why. I know why. I've only got one audio track going.
Bruh.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, in OBS you should have Another one for Discord or something, or for desktop audio
You can't change it when you're fucking
when you're streaming.
thing.
Yeah. I don't know if you could change it.
Ah! All right, I'm gonna end the stream and I'll start it back up.
Okay.
Fuck's sake. All right. All right. That's
Guys, he could have just told his audience to check me out on Twitch instead, so they could hear me. But the Razor Black Shark sounds kind of racist, but let's check it out. Black Shark, $140.
So I don't usually use.
What is this? Oh, this looks mad professional. Oh, it's wireless. Oh no, it's not. Guys, I want a wireless one. I want a wireless one.
Audio to be all on one track.
I'm
on I haven't done it with this one because I only recently moved from Streamlabs.
You could look at my stream and I could show you if you want.
Oh yeah, you're still streaming, aren't you?
Yeah. Twitch.tv. I have a lot of audio tracks, but I could show you.
Fucking hell, you do, don't you?
Yeah. So I also have a bunch of like stuff added. So you would do, I guess, how do you add desktop audio output or something? And then you have desktop audio, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you go on this little cog wheel, the settings. You press advanced audio properties.
Wait. Oh, yeah.
And then you could pick what tracks all the way on the right that you want it to be going to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll just add it to that track. All right, I just need to remember to take that off. All right, I'll start streaming again. That'll be fun.
All right.
You set up broadcast, manage broadcast. I don't give a fuck. Let's just do that.
Hello there.
Yo, what's up, Stream Elements? How you doing?
Good. You buying me a headset, are you?
Huh? Oh no, I was. Someone in chat said that they just bought that headset, and it's really good. So I would love to. The Razer Black Shark V2.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but.
Oh, it's the stream carrying. Oh, it's perfect. The stream carries on.
Okay.
I think. Is it started? One sec.
That's funny, Chudo. Yo, the song is so good. What the hell?
Why is there an echo now? What the fuck's going on? Why am I hearing? I know why. I've somehow made my mic audio twice. Why is there another mic? Let me mute that one. Now it should be perfect.
Now.
Okay.
Now I'm echoing. Okay, is everything good now?
I believe so.
All right. So are you ready to get demolished then?
Yeah, I guess.
So much confidence.
Yeah, you probably will beat me. I'm just saying. You can hear my voice. Can you hear? Wait, that's the good thing. Can you hear his voice? Can you hear pings? Can you speak? Say
1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 5, 7. Can they hear me?
Yeah, I can hear your voice.
Okay. Let's start. Unless
I haven't sent me the link.
I sent it to you last time, but I'll send it to you again.
Yeah.
Alright, this is the first one.
Okay, I need to add it to the screen so people can see what we're doing.
Bro, I thought you were gonna be prepared, bro. I had 10,000 viewers waiting here.
I'm doing it now. 1 second, guys, and then we can. You cannot help me. Well, my stream's delayed, so I'll be able to get the question out before anyway. So,
true.
There we go. Let me fix this because it's on my screen. All right.
I'm ready. The first question is so easy.
Let's do it like that. Let's get it nice and small. Only real fans know this, yeah?
Yeah, only real anime nerds can score 100%.
Wait, where? Oh, okay. I'm just making sure. Oh, so the quick picture does go in. Okay. Alright. Oh, fuck. Okay.
I just
Okay.
realized I could just pop you out and put you on my screen.
What the hell does that even mean?
Like, I could just pop you out. I never thought
What do
of
you
that.
mean? You can just pop me out. We
Like,
can. Good
you-
luck.
Your face is gonna be in the same location the whole stream, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could just pop. Oh wait, never mind. Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
No, the episode 4 hasn't gone up yet. I'll upload it after this stream. Okay, I'll upload both of them. But episode 4 was awesome. I haven't uploaded it yet. But yeah, sorry. Yeah, carry on.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready to do this quiz.
All right, let's start right now. Let's see
How
who
many
wins.
questions is there?
I don't remember.
Name this character. Are we just going through them?
Just go through all of them, baby.
Okay.
Deku. Oh, this is so easy.
wait,
Oh
what?
shit! I don't remember this.
You need to shut your mouth, yeah?
Do you want me to give you any answers? What? What are the? It just went from really easy to really hard.
Yeah, been waiting for it. Yeah, episode 4 was crazy.
What is this? Which year was Obito born in? Who knows that?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't even know.
I got one wrong.
Oh, what the fuck?
I know, right? What kind of questions are these? Which year was Obito born in? Is that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah, what the hell? I got it wrong.
Yeah, so did I.
Okay.
So,
Shit. I used to know this one. Oh. How old was Naruto in part 1?
I'm not gonna lie, some of these are freaking guesses.
How old
Oh
is
my-
Naruto in part 1? He was like, shit. I knew this at one point. I haven't watched this show in so long.
What is Naruto known as? Wait, this is Boruto, yeah?
Shit, I got it wrong. That's Baruto, but the question has nothing to do with him.
Okay.
Oh, this is hard. There's so many age
You
ones.
know a lot of these. There's some good ones.
Yeah, a lot of them are easy. Oh, you got it wrong?
No. Ah! I fucking knew that one as well.
Would you
Fuck.
put Hero of the Hidden Bush or something?
Well, I'm not on your one. Can you focus on yourself, yeah?
Damn it! No. Okay.
Reading.
Minato's favorite hobby? Who the hell knows?
Which one?
Shit! I was gonna guess that. This is a weird question. Technically, the answer is QB here.
Oh, here we go.
But Shukaku is the name of what?
Here we
Shukaku is
go.
the name of the. Oh no, Cube of the Beast. I'm actually stupid.
Here we go.
I'm making
these
such
now.
stupid mistakes. Stupid mistakes.
This is a hard one. This is a hard one.
This is easy.
I
Which
don't
question are you on?
I didn't remember. I don't know what the fuck that one is. I'm not telling you. So I'm done.
Okay. Alright. Which release does Kotetsu
Oh
have?
my fuck, that's a bad one. That's
Tetsu
an
means
easy one as
iron.
well.
So steel, iron, water, yin, water, yin. Shit. Hinata 8. Oh, that was kind of a guess. Ino
my
befriends
God. What generation
Sakura.
is
They were childhood friends.
it? Oh my god.
What
these are
generation?
Bad.
I don't know.
What's up, Lenny?
Naruto's favorite color. I mean,
Is it? Okay, I'll guess. That was a
orange.
guess.
He wears orange.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, good.
I don't even know.
Hokage, shadow.
I didn't even know. That's a good
You
question.
don't know
I
what
never
Kage
even-
means? Wait, is that what
How
you're
the-
on?
How did you know that?
Because I know Japanese, so I know what Kage means.
Oh, all right. Oh, well done.
Let's go.
Well done, you.
Who gave him his Orochimaru? Probably. What? Oh no, his childhood like caretaker. I think it was Nono. It's Kakuzu. This is the game. No, that's Kaguya, Madara, and
That's bad.
Obito.
I say both of you just rocked up out of nowhere.
What is Naruto's rank?
No.
I
what
mean,
the
he
stupid
becomes a
question is that?
Hokage, but he's a Genin, so Kage, I guess. Lava release? Nope.
How many
What?
questions is it?
What? Since when?
Oh my
I
god, I
think
didn't
there's
know
like
that.
32 questions. I'm on 25.
Okay.
Did Naruto start as a manga? Probably manga? Yeah. Usually it starts as a manga. Manga. How
Uh,
many children does he
uh,
have?
I think that. Yeah.
Okay. There's a question here that becomes a bit unfair. I don't know if you know, like, if you've gotten to this. So, what question are you on right now?
28.
Oh, okay, so 27 you knew the answer to.
And yeah.
Okay, cool. So you have Baruto and you have Hinata, whatever, the girl. I forgot her name. What affiliation does Isaribi? Who's Isaribi? Land of the Sound? See? Shit.
I'm not doing very well.
I'm not doing that well either, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not doing very well here.
Bill-
This is painful.
Billboard, bro? Bro, what is Sakura's nickname? I watched the show in Japanese. I don't know.
Well, you should know what it meant in Japanese. Just saying.
Yeah, but
you know?
I mean, wait, did you guess that question already?
No, I knew what it was.
I mean,
I
didn't.
watched dub, so I know what it was. You know.
I thought Ino made fun of her head being big, her forehead, but
There's
Billboard
more than 32
brow.
questions, by the way.
Billboard brow. Oh, okay, good. Oh, there is. Okay. What is Naruto's favorite ramen shop? Oh, that's
Christ.
easy.
I'm just gonna skip down. Oh, okay. There's these 35 questions. Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't know what this one is.
Oh, which one?
Okay,
Which one?
It's not that. It's not that. It's got to be that. I don't know who this person is at the end. That's a Boruto character, I'm guessing. Or is that
Well, which question?
is
Which
that a
question?
Boruto or is it filler question? The very last one.
Oh, I'm not
Right,
up to it.
what did I get?
Immortality.
All right, we'll see.
Oh, the last one
The-
is a Baruto question. Yeah, I'll just tell you
okay.
the answer.
Well, I knew the answer because I know the other characters.
Okay, good. What'd you get?
What did you get?
No, what'd you get?
Well,
I did
you
bad.
Asked me the,
I did
you asked
bad.
me the quiz, so you
Okay,
should
okay.
tell me.
Did you get a passing grade? Like over 60?
Yes.
Okay, me too. Did you get over 65?
Yes.
Shit, okay. Did you get over 70?
Yes.
Shit. Did you get over 75?
No.
Oh, me neither. Wait, I got 74%.
Ah,
What'd you get?
One.
You
You won.
Yes.
You
let's
got
go.
one. You probably got one question more. Than
Yeah,
me.
I got one question more. Let's go. Okay. All right, I win the first one. All right, let's see.
Let me quickly change. Let me change this around quickly. Let me make my face smaller, and then
Okay. Like a real streamer.
there we go. We'll go up here.
Okay, I'll send you the link for the next one, yeah?
Yeah, it's good. It's good to me. Boom. Boom.
Let
We
me
didn't
know
do
when-
too well there.
Huh?
Oh. I'm saying we didn't do too well there.
Oh. Yeah, this is the second one, and then there's a third one. The third one is
Okay.
going to be the hardest, probably. It's like naming all the characters, or like
Oh.
connecting all of them to the, yeah. Even I don't, like, remember much.
I'm
Okay,
just-
let me know when you're ready.
Oh god, that is dreadful. Okay, I'm just getting the screen back up.
Yeah,
oh,
no
that's not
worries.
this.
I'm not
There
going to
we
lie,
go.
guys. I was scared there. I thought I was going to lose.
Swag Kage. No, I don't think I do know someone.
Swag
called
Kage is a huge YouTuber. Pretty cool.
Is it? Let me have a look. I'm gonna Google him quickly. 1 sec. Sorry.
Yeah, I used to
Swag
watch
Kage.
it a little bit.
You used to watch Swag Kage. I don't know. It's kind of recognize the name. Oh no, I don't have a fucking clue. Yeah, I saw it. I was like, nope, I have no clue who Swag Kage is. Why? What about him? Is he cool?
He's really cool. He answers like interesting questions like in Naruto and stuff.
Oh damn.
Like
Okay,
how
I'll check him
strong
out.
is oh that would have been a spoiler. Oh my god. Okay. I stopped myself. But he
I
does
would
some
have
cool
flew
things.
over to New York and slapped you.
All
All right,
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right,
Let's
let's
see if
go.
we can win this one. Yeah.
Yeah. How well do you know Naruto? Let's go.
How old do you know? Oh, there's an ad. Fuck off.
Kakashi has his
Oh
headband.
God.
He was gifted by Obito. That's easy. Naruto acquired a forbidden jutsu. What is that jutsu
Oh,
called?
okay. The questions are there. Can
That
you
was
guys see that?
this is literally the first episode, Shadow Clone Jutsu.
Oh, this one's got a
Kagebutsu no
lot of ads
jutsu.
around it, hasn't it?
I'm not getting any ads to be honest, but
What? I've got
yeah.
ads everywhere.
I'm already on the third question. Kisame wields a large bandaged sword. Samehada.
Oh, okay.
Same means
Boom,
shark,
that
I
question
think.
right, boom.
So I
Looks
kind of
like you
remember
lose
that.
correctly.
The first test is a set of 10 written questions. They're expected to cheat. Yeah. Oh, this is easy.
Yeah,
When living together as
okay.
children.
Hey, there's a lot of ads on this one. Just saying.
I'm sorry, I'm not getting any ads.
I need to make this smaller just in case there's some like, some yelled nudity.
Is there? Bro, how are you on the
Hey.
right website?
Yeah, I've got the right questions, but I'm just saying you never know with some stuff.
Okay. I mean, everything looks fine for me. I got 4 questions right in a row, so good luck.
Weird. This is weird.
When living together as children, Itachi has a habit of poking
Stretching
Sasuke.
out the screen.
He pokes him on his head. His forehead.
Alright, carry on.
What 2 colors is Naruto known for wearing? Orange and black?
How you doing though?
I've gotten 6 right in a row so far.
Oh damn!
But this next question I actually don't know the answer to.
Let's see. Let's hope it carries on. All right.
Has seen without his close friend. Shit. Okay, this one's definitely not Kakashi or Asuma. They're main character peeps. This guy is like a side character. Ibiki or Izumo? I'm gonna guess Ibiki.
Oh, fuck.
Shit!
Wrong then, but then.
I got the first one wrong here.
All right. Okay.
Izumo. Madara and Senju founded Konoha. That's easy.
We're flying through these.
Third member of Team Asuma. Who is he? He's big and bold and loves to eat. Choji? The big boy. He's head of the academy and has a scar across his nose. Iruka?
Oh, God.
Yeah. It's like across his face. How many tailed beasts are there? No, this is hard. Technically, there are 10. Technically, there are 10. But in reality, there's supposed to be 9.
I'm getting a bit nervous now.
Are you getting a lot wrong?
I'm not telling you.
I got only 1 wrong, so. You could use lifelines, by the way.
I'm alright. I ain't cheating. We are.
Okay, fine. I won't use lifelines either. Okay, I got it right. Orochimaru is often very closely associated. Orochi means snake, I think. So it should be snake.
I'm not saying much. I'm just concentrated.
Nice. What is a Keke Genkai? Isn't it the type of Sharingan? A type of specific, or it's like a forbidden jutsu from each area. Yeah, inherited ability that changes DNA and allows. Yeah,
easy, and then it comes up with like a random one. It's like, what the fuck? Wait, what? I got one wrong.
Let's go! You got one wrong. Okay.
What did I get wrong?
What natural force? Oh, this is easy. Most of them are easy, in my opinion.
I can't go back and see which one I got wrong.
Lol.
I thought I got it right. What did I get wrong?
I don't know. Oh. What? Okay, this one is tricky. Chidori is the thing he does, and it looks like electric. So I think lightning?
I think it's that one.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I'm really confused now. Which one
Goes
I got
on
wrong?
to marry
I thought I
him.
got every single one right.
Hinata. Legendary, all 3 of them capable.
Oh, really?
What does Tsunade summon?
Do that, then.
Slug.
I do want to do more like reaction stuff. Like
Shikamaru is an incredibly intelligent guy. What is his estimated IQ? Okay, I got my first really weird question.
Really? What question you on?
18, I think.
18. Fuck. Okay.
What are you on?
13. 14. I mean.
Okay. When you get to this, I want to hear your reaction. What do you think? I'm not gonna answer it yet.
He has that, doesn't he?
Oh, you're on the Kakashi nature one?
How did you know that?
Because you said he has that. So he has water, bro. Water.
I'm stupid. I got it wrong anyway
Oh,
because
it's
I
lightning,
thought.
bro.
Yeah,
Chidori.
no,
It's
I know
lightning.
he's done the yeah, but he's also done an Earth style move as well.
Yeah, I know.
The
But
mid wall.
but
So
his whole
yeah,
thing is
but
Chidori.
but no, that's bullshit. That
And he
should be. I
explains
should
it to Naruto in one of the episodes.
bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit.
But he's like a beast prodigy. He's like the third Hokage, so he knows all of them, I think.
All right. Well, I need you to get another question wrong. Otherwise, I'm fucked.
Well, I might get this one wrong. I'm waiting for you to get to it. I want to see if you get it right. Well, I'm not watching your stream. I'm just saying. Uh, So when you get to Shikamaru, let me know.
Oh, here we go.
You're there? You're on him?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's his IQ, bro? I don't know.
Uh,
I'm guessing. I'm guessing. Damn it! Ah.
did you get it wrong?
Yeah, I got it wrong.
I got it right, man.
Oh my god. I was gonna guess
You watched
200.
Watch the Naruto mole. No, I watched. You mean the movie? I watched the last. Yes, it comes out Sunday on
Sasuke.
YouTube.
Do you know who Sasuke marries? I don't know.
No,
Do you not find that out yet?
no, but I'm guessing it's got. I'm gonna
Wait,
guess it.
wait. I feel bad because you don't know this one. So like, it's
Have a look. Is there more? Have a look after him. Is there more thingy questions
is there more what questions?
after his one? Is there more Boruto questions? But I'm pretty sure he doesn't marry Ten. He won't marry Ina. I'm pretty sure it's Sakura.
Yeah, it's a good
Like, that one,
guess.
yeah, it seems a bit kind of obvious that one.
Yeah. I can't go ahead, but
Yeah,
most
I've already
of them
done
are not bars. Okay. Guy is Kakashi's rival. What is Guy a master of? Oh, you might not know this because it's in Japanese. But I guess they say it in English too, right?
it. Yeah, I know what it is. What are you on about?
Okay. Oh, shit! You're not gonna know this one because it's literally Japanese, unless you remember.
Uh,
Wait, I don't even remember what that kanji is.
I know what it is. What are you on about?
I think it's okay. I got
Get
it right.
out
I got it
of
right.
here. Of course, I know what it is.
Oh shit! I don't remember what this is called.
Whew.
Yes.
Uh,
Okay. This is, uh, yes. Okay. Rasengan. Who
These are
developed?
easy to be honest. All right, calm down, yeah.
How many did you get wrong so far?
2.
Me too. Damn it. Oh, this is close, bro. When is what? Oh shit. When is Naruto's birthday? I saw this on Instagram once a while ago, but I don't remember.
Oh, it's this one. Idiot.
Shit! I got 3 wrong now.
Alright.
Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I'm actually like choking right now.
Really? That's what I'm talking about.
Akatsuki. Tsuki. I know Japanese, so I know what Akatsuki stands for. Huh? I don't know the answer to this. What?
I got that one wrong. I got his
Which-
birthday wrong.
Yeah, I got it wrong too. Okay, good. Yeah, I got a
Okay.
couple wrong after that, so. Okay, this is easy. Okay, I finished. I'm a legendary Sanin, baby. Let's go.
Stopped spoilers. What do you mean stopped spoilers?
There are no spoilers here.
There's no spoilers here.
I just
Apparently.
finished it, so. I mean, technically, who Sasuke gets married to is, but not really. Like, you find that out right away, pretty much.
I'm guessing that. It's got to be that. Oh.
How many you got wrong now? 4?
Yeah.
I got 5 wrong, so if you get one more wrong,
Oh, I've got a few. How many questions is there?
30.
I've got 2 questions to do. Okay.
So if you get one of these wrong, we're tied.
Yeah.
If you don't, I win. Ooh, Rasquila joined. What's up, bro? You don't know anything. Joking. I don't know.
I got one wrong.
You got one wrong? Oh my god.
There's 2, but I won't mention. Oh, I know the fakey one. Okay, can't call this.
Maybe there was another spoiler, but my bad if I didn't pay attention to it. All right. Are you on the last question?
I got the same as you.
25 of 30?
Yeah.
Damn. So we tied.
20.
Damn, we tied the second one. I won by 1 on the first one. We're actually. I didn't expect it to be this
if we did it
close.
correctly, you're 1 ahead of me. If we're doing it like that, okay, so you're winning because you
Yeah.
beat me by 1.
Yeah, that's true. Let's just do it like that then.
Alright, do the final one then. Let's go.
All right. This one is, I think, the hardest. I didn't try it out, but. I didn't try any of these out, but like. Oh, this one looks hard.
Oh, what?
Yep, exactly.
Have I got to fucking spell their names?
Bing bong.
You guys
No,
can't
you don't
see
need
it
to
one.
spell. You don't need to spell their names. This is Naruto and Shippuden, so we should be good.
Let
When
me
you press
change-
play quiz, you'll see what happens.
There we go.
Are you ready?
Yeah. All right, let's see how well we get on with this one. Yeah.
All right, let's start.
Oh.
I'm gonna press play quiz.
Go on then.
Okay. Shit, I have no idea who this is. the
Are you
first
from it?
person.
I'm from Suffolk. Sorry.
That's okay.
Play.
I don't
I've got. Oh fuck!
Yeah.
I've got.
Yeah.
If I. Oh. Okay,
You can
I've got
press
to
next
click.
though and skip them though. It looks like. Shit.
Oh. Okay.
No help, chat. I think that's. No, I'm an idiot. How could I forget who that was? These are so. This is so hard. Okay, that's easy. What? What? That doesn't. They're. Oh my. They separated Pain and Nagato.
I'm looking.
Bro, I got 2 wrong already. I'm actually stupid.
You're rushing. That's your. Oh, you got to see if you can do it quick as well. I see.
Yeah, there's a timer
see.
there.
I'm looking.
How you doing, Fairy?
Where
Yeah,
the
this is early
fuck?
for Nick, because we're versing right now. But
Surely
I'll-
well, I'm blind. Do you know when you're looking for something and you just
Oh,
can't
yeah, for
see
sure.
them?
it's like
And it's
Where's Waldo or
Dude.
something.
doing my head in where the who the fuck is that?
Where is he? Yes. Okay.
It's this. No,
I'm
it's-
just skipping the ones I don't know for now.
okay. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. We'll come back.
Yeah.
We'll come
We're,
back.
we're not gonna be streaming it then tonight, so that's why we're doing this now. He's talking to his own stream. But how you doing, Fairy?
Why do I not see this guy either? This is taking a piss now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm starting. They're starting to. Okay.
Okay, I'm getting a lot right now.
When you say you're getting a lot, how many
There-
you got?
Someone's name is A.
Hey.
Yeah, like literally the letter A. I have 9 right now.
Don't even know how many. I've got 7.
This guy, I think. Yes. Oh my god, that was such a
Oh.
good guess.
Don't know who that is.
Shit.
This
Where-
is tough.
This is very tough. I already I started off getting
My eyes don't work quick enough.
I started off getting 2 wrong. They sort of sound like me. Yeah, because they're British. It's Nick Plays. I'll shout him out at the end of
this
the
dude.
at the end
How
of the
do I
battle.
not see this dude?
Oh my god, this is one of my favorite characters. I can't find him. Do you know who Shisui is? He's mad cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's mad hot. Wait, where is he?
I'm doing alright so far. I haven't got one wrong.
I got 2 wrong because I hurried like an idiot. Oh, I got 3 wrong actually, not 2.
I'll be surprised if I can finish this off though in time.
I mean, you
That's-
probably will with a couple wrong. Where's Shisui? Where is Shisui? No help from you guys. Oh, it's an order. These are the Hokage. These are the. Oh my god, it's an order. Don't tell him, guys. I just realized it's an order. Wait,
I got
Shisui
one wrong.
is a Sharingan user, and he's from.
I got one wrong. I got one wrong. Ah, so if you click one wrong, does it click the what? Like, I don't know what happens if you get the one wrong.
I don't. Well, it just becomes red. I don't know.
Oh, does it? Okay. Oh,
And
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, it does come red. I see what it means now.
yeah,
So I've got one wrong.
Hinata. Okay, Hinata.
God, you're
Oh, no.
flying. If I've only just got the Shisui.
I have well, I skipped a lot. I have 13, but I got like 3 wrong because I just rushed in the beginning like an idiot.
Okay. There's a clue. I'm not. I don't care if there's a
Let's
clue.
see, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where is Itachi? It's like, huh?
It's
Bro,
hurt. I agree with you. It hurts your
yeah.
eyes.
Yeah, and sometimes they use weird pictures for the characters. I can't tell where. I can't find Itachi.
Well, I know where touch is, so.
Yeah, let me know, bro. Where is he?
Mm.
Shit, where is he?
I'll come back to that.
I can't find him. No help, guys. Hey, I'm gonna ban you if you help. Stop. He said bottom left corner. Don't tell me. It's a battle. But thank you. Okay.
They're not like mixed, are they? Like, I wonder if like.
There is a pattern that I realized, but I don't want to say. It's not help. You
Yeah.
already know him. You're telling me where he is. That's helping. That's not fair. But
Wait,
thank you.
Oh, there we go.
I think it's him.
I picked the
getting
wrong
so
person.
spicy. How was your hangover the other day, by the way?
I do know who that is.
And how was walking through the
come
thing?
back to that one. Come back. We'll come back. We're getting through 'em. We're getting through it. We're getting through it.
How many you got?
22.
I only got 20. Shit. I was stuck looking for Itachi for like half an hour.
I got 2 wrong though.
I got like 3 wrong. I'm not taking as many risks. Oh my god, there's only 6 minutes left. What the hell?
Yeah.
You're right. We're not gonna get through this. Where? Okay, I remember who Haku is. I can't find Haku.
Could black them out a bit more, couldn't it? Like the ones that we've used, because I'm looking at the green like blends in a little bit.
It does, yeah.
It's pissing me off.
Tobirama.
Tobirama.
Second Hokage. Second Hokage. May
Why
is the
can I
Mizukage.
not see this person?
Yes.
It's finding me up.
Suigetsu is the water guy. This guy. Yes. Kisame.
Really winding me up.
Sword
I'm
guy.
coming back to this person. I
Where's
can't see them.
Kisame? The sword guy. Where is he? Shit. I'm not hungover. Oh, nice. Maybe it hasn't hit yet. Omoe. Rin. Oh, Rin is her. Tsunade is a Hokage. Kin. Oh,
There's
Kin
a
is
lot of
gold.
characters
The
I
gold
do
guy.
not recognize at all.
Where's the gold guy? Shit. Whatever, we'll skip him from now.
I'm skipping a load.
Yeah, I skipped a lot too.
Really?
Hanabi.
Oh. Apparently, I had my mouse on the person I was looking for. I still don't know where the fuck it is.
Where's? Oh, there's Sakura. I was like, where the hell is Sakura? Toby should be so easy to find. Oh, 'cause he has a mask.
Yeah, I'm being blind. There he is.
Okay, Noki. I think that's him. Yes. Obito. Hugo. Okay, I'm doing better now. I'm at 33.
Oh damn, you're flying.
Still, I just got stuck though. Oh yes. Okay. Inoichi. What are these names, Baki? Temari. Oh, okay. Killer B. Anko is the girl? Where is she? Shit! I got another one wrong. These characters always look the same to me.
It's the. I'm a bit scared to even attempt to do the
Okay, good.
thingy characters. The tail beasts. They're the ones.
Yeah, they get confusing too.
Because I have
Zabuza.
no clue. Hey, we're looking for the same one.
Ah, nice.
How
I
do you
have
say it?
38 right now.
Fucking hell.
Where's Gara? Ah! You know they're
Uh,
kind of in order. I didn't want to say this, but
yeah, I know that.
you
Ah,
know,
fuck,
you know.
I got one.
I
Yeah,
can't
yeah, I got
find
another one.
Gara though. Shit, where's Gara? Whatever, I'm skipping him. I can't find him. Oh, Roshi is one of the tailed beasts. This one? Yes! Choji.
They are
Choji.
mixed up though. Their characters are mixed up.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like the names from me to you, because I've got some already that you haven't done.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm skipping a lot. Wait, where's Asuma? Where is Asuma? Where is Asuma? Oh, here he is. Oh, he would be there. Yeah. 1010. Bro, I forgot who 1010 is. It just sounds irrelevant. Is that the one that had the ninja tools? I think it is.
Yeah.
I can't find her. Oh, I just found one of the characters I was missing before. All right, where's Danzo? Danzo. Asshole Danzo.
I'm gonna guess this one.
Where's Danzo? Oh, here he is. Okay.
I'm
I
not gonna
just
guess.
found another character I missed before.
So I'm not gonna guess anyone that I don't know, like straight.
All right. You might be falling behind though. I'm
How
at
many you done?
43.
I'm at 54.
Oh, no way! Oh my god.
I'm on a roll, man.
Shit, bro. I'm not remembering a lot of these. Or I can't find them. Especially when there's like double characters that like.
I like this one though. This is tough.
Yeah. I only have a minute and a half.
Well, that was a guess. That was a guess.
Hidan. Hidan is one of the Akatsuki, right? I don't remember which one. Akusa? I got another one wrong. Shit. I got 2 wrong in a row. Because I'm falling behind. I might as well guess. Kabuto. Okay. Who's Moegi? Izashi. Yashi. Dosu looks sweet.
You know,
Oh, this is out.
Is
Conan.
is.
What the hell? Bro, I only have 47 with a minute left. I think I lost. Mizuki. Oh, Mizuki is easy. The water guy.
Okay, where the fuck is Rin?
Oh, I got Rin a while ago.
Yeah, apparently I had my mouse on her.
Shizune. Sakumo. Bro, I don't remember a lot of these names. Kisame. Oh, I'm starting to remember.
Why can't I see
there's
Rin?
that's the girl that married. Shit. There's Gara. I just saw Gara.
Where the fuck is Rin?
I think this is Hanabi. Okay, good. Where was Gara?
Can't.
Where's Gara? There we go. I have 16 seconds. I lost. Shikaku. Oh, is this Shikaku?
Ibiki? No. Fuck,
Shit, Shikaku is the dad. I lost.
Sunday.
I got so many wrong. I lost. That's it. I lost. I finished.
Really?
I
I'm
actually
like 5 seconds
suck.
behind you.
I suck.
How many did you get?
Well, you won.
I got 64 at the end.
Jesus. I got 49.
Damn, I went on a roll. I started getting where the fuck? Well, let me find where the
There's
hell
10
is Rin?
Rin is on the right side, like 4th column.
Oh my god.
All that is teaching me is that you're good at Naruto.
Who did you say it? She was next to Aruka. I didn't even see.
Bro, why? What? His name is not A.
Who?
Next to Killer B. His name is A?
Oh yeah, it is A. He calls A, and then he's like right hand man, like B, which is Killer B,
and then C. I didn't even realize it was like that. Oh,
forgot about
Darue. I
A.
just remember Darue from Naruto Storm 4, which is a game. Shit.
Yeah, I'm really A.
Kisame was on the bottom.
Yeah, that's a good one. There's a few I didn't have a clue. Hanabi, Yashi,
There's a few I don't remember either. Like
Is that
Gao.
she?
I don't remember who Yugao.
Kurenai, I should have got. I didn't get Kurenai.
Yeah, I didn't get Kurenai either.
I didn't get a no. Oh no, I did get a Noki. What am I about? Ibiki. I didn't get Ibiki.
Yeah, me neither. I guess yeah, that was Ibiki, yeah. I guess this kind of shows that you know,
I'm better than you.
yeah, you won. What should be the well, I guess the loser has to shout out the winner's channel.
Oh, we've got to do one more because it's a tie in it. Because I won the first. We've got to do one more.
No. Yeah. I mean, you've
'cause
demolished me
I
there.
won. Well, yeah, on that one, but I won the quiz. We don't doing it by
I didn't have
chance,
any
so-
other ones ready.
Oh.
I thought this was good, like because you demolished me on this, and it was very close on the first one, so I feel like you won overall. Nah.
Well, I wouldn't class that as that because I would have counted as you if you beat me, but I only counted it as thingy. So I'd
okay.
say I've won one, you've won one.
We could do
and we
another
drew
one, I guess.
Got him. What games do you play? Apex, FIFA, and but no, what's it called? The movie reaction. The last will be out on Sunday.
Oh, the
Sunday.
last. You have to watch the Boruto movie before watching Boruto. Like when you get to Boruto.
Yeah, I'll probably have to.
Link me to Nick. All right, let me link you to Nick.
Get on my level.
He's right here.
Probably have to.
Link me to Nick. Oh, I hear my own voice. All right.
Oh, really? Yeah, stop speaking then.
Well, why could I vote for what's better like multiple times?
I don't know. I put it out there once, so it should only be once. So I don't know what's going on.
That's not my main account, but yo, I suck. Yeah,
Oh.
that's his channel. He streams on YouTube. He reacts to anime, and yeah, check him out if you enjoyed. But I guess we'll do one more.
Huh?
Okay? We'll do one more quiz, yeah?
Definitely.
Okay, I found one.
You found one already. You literally just looked one up, did you?
Yeah, I just looked at one. Let me just make sure.
Make sure it's got no Boruto in it, please.
It doesn't have Boruto, but it's pretty short.
Do you want it short? I like that one we just had. Then is there?
Yeah, that one was like the best one. That was like the best one I could find.
What if you type in Naruto on this?
Sporkle? Yeah, Sporkle is good. But like, what type of quiz you want to do?
I don't know. Anime by picture. Can you name the anime TV series picked by? Oh, I don't know. I'm not naming them. I'm not doing that.
Worst Hokage?
Hokage.
What, skill level or?
I'm guessing general. I'd probably say Hiruzen.
No,
Oh.
What are you saying? Hiruzen is one of the best.
They're talking about the Hokage. They're not talking about all of them. I'm talking about the 4, aren't they?
Oh, I thought he was saying which is the worst Hokage.
The Hokage out of like Hashirama.
Like in terms of what? In terms of
Tobirama.
fighting or in terms of like
I don't know.
being a leader? In terms of being a leader, it's either the second or third, probably.
What about fighting though?
Fighting, the worst fighter is probably Kakashi.
I forgot. I didn't even click about Kakashi being fucking.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's my favorite character, but like he sucks ass now.
Oh, there we go, Kakashi. Yeah, I'm guessing without the eyes. Oh, is this the one we do? Oh no, it's the one you just sent. What are we doing then?
Oh, you want to do the short one?
Yeah, I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm happy.
I'll send you the link. I sent you the link. The thumbnail's a bit sussy, but
Oh yeah.
wait, is that the? Yeah.
Oh, what's happened? Have I disconnected? Oh yes, reconnected successfully.
No, I see you. It just lagged for about a second. Hiruzen left Naruto by himself. That's all that matters.
That is true.
Well, Hiruzen was bad for multiple reasons. One reason is because he let Orochimaru live, and that basically like like screwed up.
Yeah, I did
the whole
DC, yeah.
like half the show.
I do agree. Tsunade did fuck all. Really?
No, Tsunade did some stuff. Like she healed like the whole village
Well done.
with the war.
So did Sakura.
Yeah, she was just like she was like a support Hokage.
Where's the quiz?
But in terms of fighting with her 1,000 thingy, where's the quiz? Let me send you the link again. I don't know why this. Maybe the link is weird. It's the same link, but
Yeah. This
let me
we,
click on it. See what pops up.
yeah.
Yeah, what the hell, bro? This is really weird. If you look at my screen, like the link, like it's actually I don't know. It's really weird. Let me refresh my page.
Trying to hack me, are you? What are you doing?
No, I don't know what the hell happened. It like changed links or something. It was really weird. Okay.
Hey, Nev.
Okay, I got it
yeah,
now.
that's true. Jiraiya should have been a Jiraiya would have been a sick Hokage game.
Jiraiya, yeah, he would have been awesome.
Oh, the hardest Naruto quiz you'll take.
Yeah, they all say that. This
Yeah,
is,
they
what
do.
are the stakes? What happens to the loser?
I don't know. Get a shout out. I don't know.
All right, fine. That's boring, but okay.
Oh, I'm not doing what you do, yeah? I'm not trimming.
You don't want to wax your
Heads.
arm or
No.
Alright, no, okay. Fair enough, fair
Nah,
enough.
man. No.
All right. Are you ready? Oh.
I never actually seen a YouTube stream before. Wasn't really aware it existed. Really?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
that's from my stream, Fairy.
Oh, what's up, Fairy? They don't off. They do exist, but I don't really know. All right, we start on this.
Yeah. Are you ready?
All right. Good luck.
Good luck.
Good
Bro,
luck.
honestly, I don't even know the answer to the first question.
Oh my god. There's
I don't remember if it's Mizuki or Mitsuki. I'm gonna guess Mitsuki?
yeah.
Shit! Ah! Did
Oh.
you get the first question right?
Shit. When what's it called? When I
What?
DC'd, I think my recording stopped.
I took the wrong guy. If you could just start it back up, then that could be cool.
So,
If that's
yeah,
okay.
that's fine.
Yeah, YouTube streaming is getting better,
Terrible
but
on
it's
its
still not
streaming
that
side. Yeah, definitely. It's not the best. Well, I would stream on Twitch, but no one watches, so that's the point.
good. Hey, they're giving you answers in chat. That's not fair.
Oh. Okay, well, the second one's Haku. It's because I had it on screen while I was sorting out the thing. So normally I'm through the question before they can even catch up because my thing's behind. Oh, what the fuck?
It's not Haku. That's his friend, but I got it wrong too because I'm a dumbass. I was thinking of a different character by accident.
Wow, you done me in. If I actually read that, I would have known it was the Executioner Blade.
It's
I'm
okay.
not even reading chat anymore. You ruined it.
I got 2 wrong, so you're winning anyway.
Oh.
I got the first 2 wrong.
I guessed the first one. I knew it was one of the 2.
Yeah, me too. I was like, is it Mitsuki or Mizuki? And I guess Mitsuki.
Which team is it in there?
Is it included in the Rookie 9 classification? Huh? I don't remember that shit.
You should know, man. You should know this.
That's
you should know this.
so-
If you're a true fan like
That's
me,
so
you should
Bro,
know.
I watched this show so many years. Like, I don't
So?
remember. I don't remember back then. This is like one of the first arcs. Which team isn't included in the Rookie 9 classification?
Have a guess.
Well, it says Rookie 9, so Team 10 doesn't make sense. But then Team Guy. Oh, was it the team with Neji? Because he's not a rookie or something? Maybe Team 8? If that's Neji's team? Shit, it was Team... Oh.
He's on Guy's team.
Yeah, I didn't... I didn't
my
realize.
God, this dude is a joke.
I am. Which of Gon's son does not accidentally fight? But summon. Oh, come on, bro. What is this BS?
Dude, easy.
Do you remember this? Bullshit, you remember this.
What? Yeah.
Damn
what?
it!
Naruto.
Bro,
Like,
I'm getting like all of these wrong.
I can't wait for my shout out.
I literally got all of them wrong so far. Okay, this one I actually remember. I think.
No,
Yes. Okay, finally.
that one. Ah, fuck. Okay, that one.
Oh, what? Huh?
Oh my God. Okay, I
Wait,
got
this one
two
is
right.
wrong. This can't be.
What one?
Which one are you on?
Well, I'm further down. I'm quite far. I'm on.
Why is Kakashi always late? Did you answer that?
Yeah.
Bro, is it not because he's reading the novels?
No.
That's
I
huh?
got disconnected again. Why does my thing keep disconnecting?
I don't know. Which members of the sound village?
Hey, dang Nick flying. Ping disappointed me. Yeah, ping
I
disappoints me
suck,
every
bro.
time.
I suck. I'm getting so many wrong.
How many times does Naruto use the
Okay, you watched it 2 years ago, Almighty. I was just looking at your chat for a second.
nine?
I
Naruto used
watched
the
it
9 times power.
more than 2 years ago. Which members of the sound village go to Konoha to bring Sasuke to Orochimaru?
Fuck that many times. Oh my god. Okay, I'm definitely not. I
Bro,
don't
I'm
actually
not gonna
know
lie. I'm not gonna
this.
lie. I don't remember most of this shit, bro. I
Wow, I'm
don't.
doing bad now. I started off well. I'm doing very bad.
Which of the 8 gates stop Gara? I think it was this one. Shit! I'm getting everything wrong. God damn it. What? How many times
Oh
did
my,
Naruto use the Nine Tails in part
oh my
one?
god. Yeah, that was hard. They
They're
get
all
hard,
hard,
man.
bro. They're all
They
hard.
they get really hard.
He used it that many times. The Eight Tails' real name. Okay, this one shouldn't be too hard because it's in Japanese. But I'm a dumbass. I don't remember his name.
I think it's this.
Ooh, this is an interesting question. Hidden stone, hidden mist, hidden cloud, hidden sound. Bro, I
Oh,
literally got all of them wrong so far. The Jinchuriki of the Three Tails. The Jinchuriki
I'm
of
done.
the Three Tails.
That's tough.
The
What's up, Jamal? That was
fifth
tough.
Kazekage. The fourth Mizukage. Ah, that's right. That's right. The red spiral on the back symbolizes friendship. Senju? Uzumaki. I'm literally like so dumb right now. I'm making all of them. I'm getting all of them wrong. Like all of them. Project Tsukuyomi. Tsukuyomi. Infinite Tsukuyomi. Okay, I got 2 right out of 15.
Wow. Wow.
You must be under some sort of genjutsu, right? Snap out of it and give this another shot. Yeah.
Damn, you just watched the series and I haven't seen it in years and I'd have slapped.
Bro, I haven't. Okay.
Oh, get your excuses out.
I'll get them out. I'll get them out.
Go on then. Get 'em
I've.
out, go on.
Why is your quality so bad on your stream? Wait, let me.
I think it disconnected.
Oh no, I fixed it. I
Best-
fixed it.
just thought the best thing to do.
I fixed it. I fixed it.
I just realized I'll download the video and send it to you like I said I would.
Okay.
The
Yo.
full stream is there.
The. Okay, these are my excuses. I watched Naruto when I was in.
That's on my
High
phone. I
school?
can take that outside to recycle. Hey, that's fine.
I
See
was
you later. Wait, welcome, fairy. Make sure to subscribe.
one. High
You watch
school.
Kakashi's childhood feel like I did.
1, 2, 3.
I loved him.
Bro, I watched this show like 8 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember this stuff.
Have you seen Full Metal Alchemist, by the way?
Yeah, Fullmetal Alchemist is great.
Oh, I watched
It's-
episode 4 today.
Is that
Ah!
wait, dog? Does that mean anything to you? Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Oh my
that's
God.
yeah. I watched it with my family, and after episode 4, they didn't want to watch it anymore.
Oh, mate, that caught me off guard.
Yeah, that's an
I don't
intense
know.
episode.
I didn't know it was that kind of show. I was like,
No, it's wait. Are you watching Brotherhood or the original?
Brotherhood. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, me too. I watched Brotherhood. Apparently the original is more dark.
Is that Dragon Ball? Are you
but-
going to watch? Is that Dragon Ball Z Super? Are you watching
Yeah,
Brotherhood on that? Yeah, I'm watching Brotherhood and I'm watching Attack on Titan. I'm only up to. I watched episode 4 and 5 today, but episode 4. Fucking hell.
All right, I'm gonna end stream. No, not end stream. I'm gonna end the recording, but I still want to talk about like Naruto with you, if that's okay, and like with
Fair.
chat, because this is fun. I like talking about
Yeah.
anime.
Yeah, you can talk about it. I'll get what's it called, TikTok going as well now. So I'll be like talking about Naruto and
Okay. Brotherhood
why
is
is
better
my
and
eggs
closer to
in
the
chat
manga.
popping off?
Brotherhood is better and closer to the manga. Okay. DS is Demon Slayer. I'm watching
Oh,
Demon
Demon Slayer.
Slayer.
Yeah,
Wait, what am I watching now? Demon Slayer's second season right now. Wait, which show am I watching?
they find
Yeah,
it
Kimetsu no
checks every
Yaiba.
single box. I'm enjoying Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I fucking love it.
Yeah, Brotherhood is considered like the best anime. If you look at like,
Whatever.
yeah, if you look at rankings.
I did not know that.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's the best, but it's really really good.
If you had to say your best,
My
what
favorite
would it be?
anime?
Yeah.
Well, I'm biased. I love Naruto, but even though I freaking forgot half of it, it looks like. Naruto, Haikyuu. Haikyuu is probably one of my favorite. To be honest.
Haikyuu, is that? Wait, what's Haikyuu?
Haikyuu is a sports anime. I thought sports anime was so dumb.
Sports anime.
Yeah, I thought, oh, you would like sports anime maybe, but there's some really good sports anime. I love Haikyuu.
I'm trying to flip my camera.
Yo, what's up, gamer? How you doing?
There we go.
We're just talking about Naruto now.
Yeah, just chin wagging.
Yep. Oh, I have to watch Steins Gate. Dragon Ball Z Super. Honestly, I can never
I've
get
not
into
seen-
Dragon Ball because like everyone dies and then revives. I don't know which series, but like I feel like everyone just dies and gets revived. No.
Dragon Ball Z Super is awesome.
Okay.
No, it's not Dragon Ball Z Super. What am I on about? Dragon Ball Z is awesome.
I'm
I've
still
not
not.
seen Super.
I'm not up to date on Attack on Titan.
Yeah,
In the
sports
middle
anime
of
is
the-
a sleeper, in my opinion. Apparently, there's like a soccer. Why did I say soccer? It's 'cause I'm talking to you.
Football.
The football anime coming out. I've been told to watch. I might have to
Oh,
do that. 'Cause
interesting.
I like it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
like a
sports
bit of
anime are sleeper. There's a bicycle one that got me so pumped up that I literally like.
A bicycle one.
Yeah, a bicycle. I got up. I was watching it. I literally got up and I biked all the way to my college, which was like a 2-hour bike ride, just because I was so pumped up from the anime.
Yeah. Football. I don't know why I said that. Yeah, football. Why did I say so? It's because he's American. That's why I said soccer.
Yeah. Sports anime are mad cool.
No, you had it right. Soccer. Don't start.
What time
I'll
does
ban you.
the tournament start? What tournament?
But no.
The Mario
you
Kart
would
tournament?
Like Backy.
That's for streamers, and that's going to be
What do you think? I made my list, by the way.
next week, I think.
My top 10 moments list and top 10
Oh,
fights list.
did you put a video up on it about it?
I haven't edited it together yet. But
Well, I don't know what your top 10 moments are, so.
exactly, I haven't done it. My top 10 moments. What would you? I already told this because it's not fights. We weren't doing fights, were we? I said
Yeah.
because I was doing fights as its own thing. What do you think if you had to pick? Well, no. What's your top? What's your Give me your top 5
Moments in
favorite moments.
Naruto?
Not the fights. Not the fights.
In Naruto / Shippuden, yeah?
No, in Shippuden.
Oh, in Shippuden, right.
Not the fights.
I would have to look back through like episodes, but I would say one of the top, and I told you this like off stream, is when Naruto finds out that Jiraiya died, bro.
Yeah.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
Or something. Oh, I have to check.
Oh yeah, Baki is a good anime too to check out. It's like a boxing one. Itachi Truth reveal. Honestly, I was confused there.
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, I was like confused.
That's probably my fave.
I was like, what's going on here? I thought it was also viewers. No, we're gonna do a viewer tournament in the future. But first streamer tournament
moment
to test it out for you guys.
showing up.
What was your favorite? Sorry.
Naruto showing up after Pain just destroyed the village.
Oh, that was actually really good.
Also, like this, the build up, like you say, from when he gets told Jiraiya dies, and he goes trains, and then you see behind the scenes, like while he's training, Pain's doing all this, and then out of nowhere, he's up.
Ooh.
I finished it. Finished. Oh, sorry, it's on TikTok. Finished. I have not watched Seven Deadly Sins.
Oh, Seven Deadly Sins is a good one, but people complain about the animation style changing in like season 3 or something, and people that read the manga told me that the ending is kind of but I like the show a lot. Yeah.
So yeah, but no, that's what I've picked.
When Naruto asked,
I got a few on there, but One Shot Village and Naruto pulls up. Yeah, exactly. I could have put them all together, really, but I put as a separate motion. Oh, I have 40 episodes left. Damn, you gotta get through them episodes.
oh yeah, spoiler alerts. When Naruto asked Iruka to be his dad, oh my god, yeah, I actually cried there.
Oh,
yeah, I cry a lot with anime, but that was good. Yeah,
good. That I'm not joking. That made me upset as well. Didn't mention that bit, but yeah. But Madara is really hyped up. I think he's very powerful.
Naruto asked Itaga.
Yeah, I agree.
Obito's speech to Kakashi. Naruto discovering Jiraiya's death. Naruto appearing at the village. Beginning of the series. Naruto meeting his. Oh yeah, meeting his mother was pretty crazy. Yeah.
Oh, you reading that from your own chat? I was thinking, what the fuck's going on?
No, I'm reading your chat and my chat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my chat is
yeah, but...
so quick, but I'm able to do it somehow. You know.
Yeah. I like that one. The speech one, the wedding one. That was great. I don't want to say too much because obviously people are like spoilers. I'm not saying, but you know that.
Yeah. Are you gonna end up watching Jujutsu Kaisen? It's pretty good.
Yeah, but I've got so many to watch.
Fair, yeah.
I'm trying.
Yo, Granny Chio actually was mad good. Yeah. When that happened,
that's in my top 10 list. I've already spoke this with you.
Yeah. When
my
that happened, like honest, yeah. So go ahead. I talk too much.
Oh no, I was saying my top 10 fights list that made it in.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, kill it. Hey, see you later.
Granny Chio is.
Why people were like Granny Chio. You never understood why people liked Granny Chio. Are you joking? Did you not see the Sasori fight?
Yeah.
That's the only reason I liked her.
She fought and she goddamn revived Gaara, right?
Exactly, but just the fight with it's in my top 10 fights list. Sakura and Lady Chio versus Sasori. Fight was badass.
Okay,
I feel like that was the one.
Guys, if you guys are bored, I could end the stream. But let me know. There's also a lot of spoilers for Naruto.
You think it was a good fight? Yes,
I thought it was a good fight too.
Good fight. Yeah. It was a great fight. I don't know why people would say it's not a good fight.
Yo, I wish we got. Sorry, White Fang was so. I wish we got more of him too.
I've got the moments. I've got the fights on YouTube. I've got the next two. They come out onto TikTok as well, so you can just wait if you want to wait for TikTok. But they're coming out tomorrow.
Wait, was Sakura not useful there? From what I remember, she was useful in that fight.
Yeah, what are you on about?
Yeah. It makes Sasori seem weak.
She done bad. What are you on about? When she pumped in, she pumped herself with the fucking do you know what we should do, Ping? Yeah.
What's up?
I've got another idea for a stream, and I'll do it on Twitch. Yeah, we'll watch the fights together. Go through the fights.
You know what? That sounds awesome. We could go through it and like talk about what we think about it. Exactly. And I'm making an anime channel that's gonna come out eventually, so I'll probably stream on that channel to separate.
Okay, well I'm streaming on Twitch, so
we're gonna change up.
You'll get banned if you stream it on thingy.
Oh,
yeah, don't stream. That's what I'm saying. Don't stream it on that. Okay, but that's a good idea. That's actually a really good idea. What's up, man? How are you?
Okay.
But it's a good idea though. That me and you will react to the fights together.
Yeah. Sakura would not hold a candle to Sasori without. Well, that's the point, that they work together.
Yeah, teamwork.
Yeah.
See, people hate on Sakura.
Yeah, people do hate on Sakura. I mean, I could see reasons. Like, she's really annoying at certain points.
That moment made me think, oh my god, she could be a badass, but then she let me down for the rest of the season. Yeah, but you can't say she didn't hold her up there.
Yeah, exactly. Least favorite Hokage.
My favorite Hokage is Tobirama.
Yeah, that's weird to me. I don't know. Tobirama is... Why is Tobirama your favorite?
Because he's so cool, man.
he's like the reason that... Well, I mean, he did accomplish some stuff, yeah.
I don't care, man. He's just my favorite. I don't care what he did as a Hokage, but when he came back for the war arc, dude was awesome. There used to be...
Wait, I thought Kakashi is your favorite character, though.
Yeah, but not as a Hokage. I'm not talking about Hokage. I guess if you put it that way, yeah, I guess he is number one.
It's kind of a weird... Like, for me, it depends. I honestly, the third Hokage, I guess, as a Hokage, is maybe one of my favorites.
Who's your favorite character from Attack on Titan? For now, at the moment, probably Eren.
Oh, mine is... Wait.
Don't say anything, because I'm not that far into the show, because thingy, but I like the look of Levi.
Yeah, okay. Levi was my favorite around the same time where you are right now. Yeah, that's all.
He's a bit... We beat the shit out of Eren, and then sort of like
Yeah, Levi's badass.
yeah. So I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? But
Yeah, the second
I'm
Hokage
enjoying
is
it.
racist. Yeah, the second Hokage was like really like I think he's the reason for some of the conflicts in the
Oh yeah,
in the
it
show.
happens.
And
Oh,
he
yeah.
made
Oh,
reanimation jutsu, which is literally the whole reason for the war arc, I think.
but still, but as my reason why I like him is when he came back, he's just cool. But then I swear, out of all the people, he done the most in the war arc. Out of all the Kage, yes, Hashirama for Madara for a
No,
little bit.
Minato
Other
did
than
a lot. What are you talking about?
what? What did you say?
Minato, like the fourth Hokage, he put like the
You say that weird.
this is Japanese, bro. I don't know.
Minato is how
Minato, yeah. Well, I don't say
Love the
Naruto.
hoodie, bro.
Naruto.
Hell yeah.
Naruto.
Well, no, I say that wrong. Everyone takes piss out. Me saying that
Yeah.
wrong. Naruto, is that it?
Naruto, yeah. Naruto. If you want to go Japanese, but
Sure.
All right.
I don't know why it blocks those.
guys, I'm gonna end stream.
fuck it, so
If you
fucked
guys
up.
want to
But listen,
continue
the main
watching, you
villain-
can